Welcome to Architecture 380, Introduction to Computers in Architecture. This course will address both current tools and emerging ideas in the area of digital design. I'm Rob Corser, and I've been using digital tools intensively in practice for 2 decades. The project pictured here is the Twist, a 9-story building for which I was project architect at Arup's Advanced Geometry Unit in London in 2004. I'm also engaged in charting the evolving story of digital design and manufacturing in architecture. And besides conducting research projects, I've also edited a collection of essays on this topic, which was published in 2010. A central question addressed in this collection is whether the emergence of new digital tools like parametric modeling represents a revolution or an evolution in architecture. This assignment is intended to help you develop some context for the use of digital tools. The widespread use of computer-aided design, or CAD, in architecture was somewhat late compared with other industries like automotive, industrial, or aerospace design. 1990 was an approximate tipping point for many firms that began making the switch from hand drafting to CAD drawing. But early uses of CAD were more like a word processor, simply producing line work but with a digital tool rather than a manual one. In other words, the computational power of computing was not being fully realized in these early uses of CAD. The article you'll read, Instrumental Geometry, charts the move from dumb CAD processes to smarter parametric and algorithmic design during the 1990s. It was written by Achim Menges, who is an architect, researcher, and director of the Institute for Computational Design at the University of Stuttgart in Germany. His personal design work and the work done in his research lab, shown here, is at the forefront of experimentation in digital design and fabrication, including parametric modeling and the integration of digital analysis early in the design process. This article first appeared in AD magazine in 2006 and was republished in my collection in 2010. This collection contains other interesting articles and essays on the topic of new technologies in architecture, and it will be on reserve in the Built Environments Library. In the article, Menges interviews the members of the Smart Geometry group, who gathered informally in London starting in the 1990s. Members of that group worked at leading practices like Arup, Foster & Partners, and KPF. Several members of the group contributed to an early parametric tool called Generative Components, which was developed by Bentley for the MicroStation platform. Their innovative work contributed to many interesting buildings, like major stadiums and the King's Cross Railway Station in London. While most advanced digital design has migrated away from generative components toward newer tools like Grasshopper, the importance of this pioneering group cannot be overstated. During the first decade of the 21st century, the Smart Geometry group began transforming into a more formalized and larger community of practitioners. They are organized as a growing professional network with many members, an active blog, lectures, exhibitions, and an international conference. But even though the use of intelligent parametric modeling is still growing, it's mainly employed by a small number of offices and on only the most sophisticated projects. This assignment is intended to get you acquainted with some aspects of the growing field of digital design and architecture. After reading the article and viewing the video, you should write a blog post responding to these questions, which are also listed on the assignment page posted online. Answering some of them will require you to do more online research, finding other information about or examples of parametric design. Please use this as a starting point for your ongoing exploration of this topic outside the requirements of this particular assignment. Digital design is an absolute fact of your professional lives, not a question of whether you will use it or not, but rather of how well you will use it. As with all assignments this quarter, your response is expected to be digitally uploaded, or in this case, posted to your blog not less than 24 hours before the next class. I also encourage you to visit each other's blogs and to use the course discussion board on the Canvas site to carry on a rich conversation among yourselves. You are the Smart Geometry group of the future, and this course will help you develop some of the necessary skills and hopefully some of the context and confidence to use them effectively. Thank you.